Cool, fine, there's no problem with that. Now on though, your black ass better never straighten your hair.
Today we got some good old Canadian boys and I'm happy to see it. Here we go. Before they become one of the most controversial comedic duos on all of YouTube, well, the content creators known as Abba and Preach, well, they were born on April 30th, 1990 and February 18th and 1984 respectfully. Now, as the oldest of the two, well, Preach's real name is Erich Étienne and he hails from a Haitian stock. Now, in point of fact, well, his parents, they immigrated to Canada from Haiti and then settled into Quebec to raise their son. Now, all the while, well, they made sure to teach him to be proud of his Haitian culture and roots.
I say that I'm going back to Haiti for the first time. I'm going back to the Haitian roots that I had.
But it wasn't all fun and games for Erich, who growing up, as much as his parents wanted him to celebrate his heritage inside the safety of their own home, when it came to assimilating with his new Canadian identity, well, they encouraged him to fit in as much as possible. Now, he once told the Metro Journal, growing up, if I wanted to see something that looked like me, I had to go to the English side. So rather than watching French language programs such as Watatatow, like the rest of the kids in his age group, I hope I pronounced that correctly, by the way, well, Erich, he preferred to enjoy the comforts of American television series like the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and Hangin With Mr. Cooper. Meanwhile, Abba Atlas was having his own origin story with his family hailing from Ethiopia before moving to Ottawa and then settling in Montreal. Now, Abba, he was undergoing many of the same struggles Erich was, but in a different kind of way. Now, Abba's mother came to Canada from Eritrea almost 3 decades ago, and ever since then, well, she's toiled away as a hotel housekeeper to make ends meet for Abba and his 4 siblings. Now, during his difficult teenage years, well, Abba dabbled in drugs and alcohol. Now, afterwards, well, he joined the Canadian military against his parents' wishes, and he wound up leaving his family behind at the age of 18. Now, when he finally resurfaced about 2 years later and reconnected with his family, well, Abba's mother greeted him with a smile, food, and a total lack of acrimony, despite his years of neglecting her and the rest of his family. Now, it was at that moment that Abba, he realized once and for all how important family is, and an epiphany that came at just the right time, because months later, well, his father passed away unexpectedly at the age of just 56. Now, this loss had forced Abba to re-examine his own life and commit to a number of very important changes. Now, for starters, well, he swore off drugs and alcohol and then took up new hobbies to keep himself busy, including dance. Now, he also decided to reward his mother for everything she had sacrificed for him. Now, while still in the military, well, Abba, he began saving every penny of his $30,000 salary so that he could help his mom pay down her mortgage, a task made easier by the fact that he was living rent-free in a barracks, which would also help keep food costs to a minimum. He then presented his mother with a check on April 30th, 2013, his 23rd birthday, and he filmed the entire thing. Now, the video of that memorable moment, it would become the very first clip that Abba ever uploaded to YouTube, and it went very wild. I mean, the thing earned him 1.6 million views in just 4 days. Now, that's something that wound up taking Abba very much by surprise, and he told the National Post around the same time. When I put it together, I didn't think it would blow up like this. I'm humbled by the response, and I think it's good that positive energy is going everywhere. Now, he has since actually made that video private, but just as Abba was finding his footing over on YouTube, well, Preach, he found himself being encouraged by comedian Mike Ward to begin performing stand-up material of his own on stage at the Bordel Comedy Club, where he also occasionally worked as a bouncer. Now, once he began generating some genuine laughs from the stage, well, Preach was hooked on comedy, and his journey towards becoming one half of YouTube's most popular comedy duos, well, it was practically inevitable. Now, after posting Dear Mother to YouTube in 2013, well, the next video Abba uploaded was an extremely controversial take on dating and heightism. In particular, how a man's height affects the choices women make. A video that wouldn't just become one of Abba and Preach's most controversial creations, but their very first collaboration. Now, these two, they met for the first time while attending one of their favorite shared pastimes, a dance competition out in Montreal. Now, eventually, Abba's role in these events will evolve from participating in the contests to recording them on his camera. Now, when Preach saw some of Abba's earliest attempts at recapping these competitions online, well, he realized that Abba had real skills behind the lens, and the two decided to team up.
He was entering a competition that I was DJing and filming the dance competition and doing like all the recaps of those dance competitions.
Now, first, Abba, he helped Preach shoot a demo reel of his dancing abilities. After they both enjoyed that experience, well, Abba suggested Preach he show up in the aforementioned heightism YouTube video, which officially marked the first appearance of Abba and Preach. Even though technically speaking, well, Preach, he was just an extra on Abba's channel. Now, once that video went viral, well, both men, they decided to team up officially and continue producing content while opening up a dialogue between the English and French-speaking sides of Quebec. Now, when asked to discuss the reasoning behind their decision to embrace multiple languages in much of their content, well, Preach, he told the Metro Journal, and I agree with this: "We make our videos in English because we want to open up to the world and to the possibilities of a market larger than Montreal. In the same way that Celine makes her music in English, she releases an album every 5 years in French, but she makes most of her cash in English, and not even here, but in the States." Now, over the course of the next 4 years, while Abba and Preach, they would push the boundaries of political correctness and touch upon a number of controversial subjects, which helped take their content to the next level. Now, where other comedians might be afraid to tread thanks in large part to a fear of backlash, well, Abba and Preach have no such qualms. Now, whether it's conversations on relationships, sex, or racism, well, the bottom line is nothing is off limits for these two men. And the way they see it, well, these types of hard truths are often necessary for the public to hear. Now, Abba, he told the Metro Journal, "Sometimes people in our community are shocked by what we say. Truth touches people in really sensitive places, and even if it hurts, it is often necessary." Now, one clear-cut example of this is the duo's opinion on the alleged possibility of the next James Bond being transformed into a black woman. Now, while many in the media see this as a potential win for diversity, well, Abba and Preach see it very differently. Now, informing their audience that there's nothing genuine about this decision and that it basically amounts to nothing more than Hollywood attempting to sell you diversity. Now, as far as they're concerned, well, fake diversity is a false type of progress. Preach continued to tell the Metro Journal, "I don't want to work on a show where I'm just a checkbox. If I'm not here for my expertise, but because I fill a quota, it's insulting. I don't want to be the black on duty. It's disgusting. I refuse to be that. Instead, we turn to our communities and do our own thing." Well, it turns out doing their own thing, it would turn them into social media superstars. Now, for those of you who are a bit more apolitical, well, you could always check out Abba and Preach's less controversial material that they also post regularly on YouTube. Now, I'm mostly referring to the reaction videos, which is a style they've pivoted towards around 2020 and began embracing more and more while focusing on YouTubers and comedians like PewDiePie, Sneeko, and Mr. Beast, as well as other lesser-known creators with viral clips. Now, that same year, Will Preach, he took a major life step forward and reconnected with his Haitian roots for the first time in his life by traveling to Haiti and shooting a film that was co-directed by Abba. Now, when they both returned from that game-changing experience, well, the following year, Abba and Preach set their sights on a social media agency known as Jubilee, whose content they considered to be harmful towards everyone in society. This is hilarious. Now, that feud, it would carry on for much of the year, with Jubilee even going so far as releasing their own video criticizing Abba and Preach for bullying them. Now, today, Abba and Preach, well, they continue to unleash their one-of-a-kind takes on culture and society, and thanks to all of the experience they've occurred over the last 7 years, or maybe even 8 years, well, they're getting more popular each and every day, which means they'll probably never stop making enemies with other content creators who takes they simply don't agree with. Now, will one of these two, or even both of them, wind up saying something that there's no coming back from? Well, I'm sure it's only a matter of time before someone at least tries to come gunning for their crown. But whoever does, they better be ready, because in all likelihood, well, Abba and Preach, they'll tear their argument apart, right? I wouldn't mess with these guys. I'm telling you, you're famous. No qualms, boys. We're all good here, right? I love what you're doing. Anyways, before we wrap up, I have a question for you guys. With how split society is these days, would you rather get your takes on culture from traditional sources like cable news, or do you believe YouTube or TikTok offers a more genuine perspective? Sound off in the comments down below. I know I've been watching a lot of TikToks about the Canadian economy, and let me tell you, you won't be hearing this stuff on the news. Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. My name is Michael McCrudden, and I'll see you guys in another video. Also, sometimes we roll a previous upload at the end of a new upload, so enjoy the next video you're about to watch.
Yo, bro, wake up. Wake up. What? Bro, it's been 3 hours since you get your sandwich. Oh, why are you sleeping? Oh. Go get your sandwich. Make your sandwich. Go get it. Go make your sandwich. Yo.
Before Kai Cenat would team up with YouTube collective AMP.
Alright, in today's video, we will be escaping prison.
Before Kai Cenat would also establish his own highly successful solo YouTube channel.
I got one thing to say. Welcome to my YouTube channel!
Before Kai Cenat would have over 343,000 followers on Twitter, 1 million followers on Instagram, and nearly 2 million subscribers on YouTube at the time of this recording, native New Yorker Kai Cenat knows better than to hold anything back when it comes to his content. As one of the 6 members of YouTube collective AMP, he's not only seen immense success as a collaborator, but also as a solo act. For Cenat, it's the fulfillment of a lifelong dream. Like many kids in Gen Z, Kai grew up watching YouTubers and started regularly posting his own content around 2018. That was when he was still at the tail end of high school. By the time he was off to college, Cenat had a decision to make: stay in school and complete his degree, or make content creation his full-time job. As you might imagine, it wasn't that hard of a choice. Kai said goodbye to college and hello to a subscriber count in the 7-figure range. Do any of you know what college Kai dropped out of? If so, leave the name in the comments down below before we get into it. As for the rest of you, keep watching our newest episode of Before They Were Famous for that answer and a whole bunch more.
Siri, shut up.
Kai, shut the f up, you thought ass. You gets no every time you go to school. Everyone look at your feet and say what the f are those, so don't even test me.
Kai Cenat was born on December 16th, 2001 in the world-famous borough known as the Bronx in New York City, growing up alongside an older brother as well as a younger brother and a twin sister. Kai would really only have one goal since the time he hit middle school: to earn 1 million subscribers on YouTube and become as famous as all those entertainers that he loved to watch on his computer screen. But before he could accomplish all that, Kai would have some growing up to do. After a brief period of time in his childhood where he considered becoming a professional dancer, Kai decided pretty early on that content creation for social media would be his career of choice. While attending Frederick Douglass Academy in Harlem, Kai created his own Instagram page in 2017. Soon after that, he would begin posting some early sketches to his page as well as his Facebook profile.
Okay, Kai, you got this. Let's go. Come on, I could do this. If a contractor has 2 eggs in his hand and gives 1 Oreo to his friend, how much peanut butter is left in his back pocket?
At first, this was something that Kai was just doing for fun. It wouldn't be until he went off to Morrisville State College in New York that his plans began to crystallize.
I go to is Morrisville State College. That is the college that I currently go to, you feel me? If you want to come here, you feel me? We chilling right now, you feel me? You know what I'm saying? You feel me? I go to Morrisville and yeah.
Once he got to college, Kai knew there was only 2 paths that he could follow. He could get his degree and work a normal job, or he could drop out of college and pursue his dreams of YouTube.
Because every time someone says they drop out immediately after, it's the best decision I ever made.
That's a fact, though.
Every time someone says they drop out, it's the best decision.
Well, to be fair, the people that dropped out and it wasn't a good decision, they wasn't talking about it to people.
Yeah,
they just keep that shit to themselves.
Deep down inside, Kai knew that he never wanted a normal life, not after getting a taste of making people laugh. So Kai made the brave decision to follow that latter path, and he began regularly uploading new content every other day. Slowly but surely, he was going to accomplish his dream by any means possible. Speaking of by any means, one of the biggest milestones in Kai's career was teaming up with his fellow content creators at AMP, otherwise known as Any Means Possible. Kai started making content with this cast of characters that includes Duke Dennis, Phantom, Agent 00, I'm Davis, and Chris Next Door while he was still attending college classes. About half of these dudes would be introduced to one another while gaming online, and then a few months later they were all meeting in real life to create some of their very first videos.
First ever AMP fashion on a budget challenge. Alright, today I have my fellow AMP members, AMP Agent.
Yup.
AMP Duke. AMP Phantom. What the hell? Oh my god. And our guest appearance for this video. Hi,
Yes sir, let's go.
As a collective, this group would officially launch their YouTube channel in January of 2020. A year and a half later, they would officially pass the 1 million subscriber mark in July of 2021.
Kai, you gonna see this meal pop up? And you not even this, like, it's gonna be regular, like it's gonna be on some chill shit. Like, you gonna be chill, no, you're not gonna feel not really no emotions like that. And then after I finally see, like, in person, like a channel that I'm a part of go to 1 mil, like 1 mil dead in my face, and shit was crazy, bro. It was an experience. Like, you start to really think about everything that we've been through, bro. And it's like, damn, like, we really did it, like 1 mil.
Most of their content involves them engaging in some truly cutthroat competition that sees them go head to head against one another in everything from cooking and gaming to surviving boot camp and so much more.
Welcome to AMP Boot Camp, recruit. What's your name?
Kai.
No one gives a flying f what your name is.
Shortly thereafter, all 6 members would pool their resources together on a house where they now work and live with one another.
Let me show y'all around. Welcome over here. As you guys can see, this is only one of our living rooms right here. Feel me? This is where we sit down and watch NBA games and stuff like that, and the playoffs and stuff like that. Also, you see Agent, You see this bridge right here? It's a nice bridge leading right to Agent's room. It's freaking beautiful. It's freaking nice. You know what I'm saying? I like to stand over there and watch the pool.
As for Kai, well, he's just as busy building his own YouTube channel as he is with AMP. Over the past year or so, Kai has doubled down on his production schedule, and now he usually posts at least one video per week with some attention-grabbing stunts like becoming a professional cuddler or pretending to be a famous record producer just to tick off famous rappers like A Boogie.
Yes, girl, wine pon your cocky, girl. Take back shots, girl, like a bomber clat. Me a Rasta, me go upon it. You know what I'm saying? I used to rap back in Jamaica. Yeah, so like when I do my producing, I know my. You feel the that you was just with. He probably not even on my level like that. You feel what I'm saying?
Don't you know that?
In terms of his workflow, Kai generally films content for his own channel every other day, while reserving a block towards the end of the month to film group videos with AMP. He's also expanded his reach on social media by creating his own Twitch profile, which has blown up in a short amount of time thanks to his reputation on YouTube. Today, he has nearly 1 million followers that watch him stream regularly.
What's up, bro? What's up, bro? You in my crib? What's up, bro? What's up, bro? You in my crib? You wildin' right now. You wildin' right now. You wildin' right now.
As for where he plans to go next, well, a merch line is in the works, so keep your eyes peeled for that. Otherwise, we're just gonna have to wait a little bit longer to find out the rest of Kai Cenat's story. After all, this is before they were famous. Please be sure to let us know what you thought about Kai Cenat's come up down below, and let us know if there's anything about the man that we forgot to mention. My name is Clyde Smith, and I'll see you guys in another video.